about the defense as a whole tonight. They gave the first touchdown, but then shut them off from there.
I felt like it was just us coming together on the same plays and playing our brand of defense that we know how to play, not really worrying about all the other things going around us, but making sure like we can look inside each and every one of our eyes on the field and know that you're going to do your assignments, you're going to communicate to the expectation and to our standard and play that way. So,
what was the week like leading up? I mean, you guys had kind of a shorter week. Was it difficult, or how did you guys, obviously you adjusted pretty well to it?
Honestly, it was like a wake-up call. Like, it just showed you how much everybody's really invested into themselves, how much everybody's really invested to the defense and to everybody around on this team. Because at some point, it's not like we have a short weekend, so it's like you have to get in the game plan, you have to study real hard to make sure you have all the checks, everything ready to go and perform on Saturday. And so with the short week, it just showed us how much we were invested in that and invested to ourselves.
Let me ask you about the stop on 4th and 1, second quarter. They were still in the game up to that play. That seemed to completely turn everything around. You talk about that play and the impact it had moving forward.
Our D-line really set the line of scrimmage that play. I remember during the play, I go to fill my left B gap and I look over and I see Nick Morris, the running back, trying to jump and he hits him in the hole. I'm like, oh yeah, that's our brand of defense. That's how we play. And so shout out to him. Like, it was a nice stop.
Do you think he stepped up well with Cam out in the first half due to suspension? I mean, it was Nick Morris has had a lot of really big plays so far this year.
Yeah, that boy's a baller. Like, I love playing next to him. I love being in the same linebacker room with him. Us all being in a linebacker room together, it's a lot of competition in there, and it's fun. Like, it makes sure that you're on your P's and Q's, make sure that you're making plays that you need to play and doing your assignment, because like the next person next to you, like, there is no dip off, but there's a standard, and like we play to that standard, and so it's fun being in that room together.
A lot of guys played tonight. That's nice. I know. What does that do for morale for the team?
It builds morale. Like, kind of going back on the piece I said earlier about like your investments into the team and investments into playing. Like, the younger guys or the guys who got more reps today, like, it showed like, yeah, you're locked in too, and it just speaks back on that standard piece. Like, there should be no dip when other players come off the field. There's one standard of Duke football, and that's how we need to play it.
How much healthier are you compared to last year?
It's fun being out there. Like, I feel flying around and everything. I like it.
How do you look at last year? Because it seemed like you were never right with I think it was a neck issue.
How I look at last year, I look at it as like a learning piece. Like, our coach says, like, we practice all year to only have 12 guaranteed, and with those guaranteed, you have to make them count. And last year, unfortunately, I would have to miss some. But like, coming this year, it just really shows you how much you need to appreciate the opportunities that are presented in front of you and take it with a full step forward.
Have you had a moment or a game this year where I guess it's only been 2 games, but have you had a moment where you said, like, and I'm back to feeling myself, I'm back to feeling 100% healthy?
I felt that during camp and everything. I felt it during summer workouts and everything. I felt more like myself. It was nothing crazy that should have kept me back for too long. It was just being an actual season. That's what kind of like hindered it a little bit. But once I got off my feet, everything was okay.
You missed most of the spring also, didn't you, if I remember correctly?
Say it again?
I said, if I remember correctly, you missed most of the spring. Was there a point in the spring when you realized, okay, I can do this, I'm going to be back on the field?
On the later part of the spring, that's when I realized I can do this. I should be here.
Balin had a good game. What have you seen of him in practice? What have you seen as far as his growth and things like that?
He's a competitor. Personally, like, yeah. I'm always talking to Henry, like, whether trying to get in his head, trying to rattle him, trying to put him in the situation that he needs to go out there and perform. And when he came in the game, like, it felt like, honestly, practice all over again. He's a playmaker. He makes plays, and that's what he did.